Hello and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we'll be looking at the advanced memory formula. So according to the site, they're saying MRI scans reveal the secret of a brain that doesn't age. Why do some lucky individuals continue to have amazing brain power into their 90s? Do you ever forget a word in mid conversation or struggle to recall someone's name or walk into a room and then forget why you're there? So they're saying for most people, growing older means experiencing more of these frustrating senior moments. But have you noticed how some people don't experience these problems? People are more active and vital than a lot of people half their age. And it's not just rich and famous folks who retain their mental prowess. You probably have a friend or relative in their 70s, 80s, or 90s whose mind is as sharp now as it was decades ago. So they're saying, why is that? Why is that? Do these people stay mentally young through a perfect diet and regular exercise? Did they win the genetic, they've provided information? Well, as you're about to see, according to the site, a team of scientists at Northwestern University have discovered the number one reason some people stay sharp as attacked no matter their age. It's an amazing discovery, but what's more amazing is how almost anyone can use this discovery to improve short and long-term memory, thinking speed, and focus in as little as 30 days. And in the next few moments, you'll discover how this is according to information on their site. So they're saying the scientists at Northwestern University wanted to solve why some people stay mentally sharp as they age. To do that, they recruited a group of super agers for a groundbreaking study. And according to the site, they're saying scientists describe a super ager as a person over 80 who has the memory and brain power of someone decades younger. For this study, scientists had the super agers take a battery of challenging memory tests. Most older adults struggle with these tests, but the super agers had no trouble. They breezed through them, even though these super agers were in their 80s and 90s. It's as if their brains had forgotten to age. And this is according to information on their site. But why? And how can you use their secret to improve your own memory and brain function? To answer that question, the scientists took MRI scans of these super agers' brains, and the scans revealed something amazing. And they provided more information. What the MRI scans revealed after scanning each super ager's brain, the scientists compared their scans to the scans of older adults with memory problems. At first glance, the scans of the two groups looked very similar. This is according to information on their site. Both had comparable brain weights. Both had neurofibrillary tangles. In fact, the MRI scans revealed only one key difference between the brains of super agers and normal older adults. The super agers had healthy microglia, and they're saying microglia are tiny cells in your brain. They develop from the same group of stem cells that eventually become white blood cells. In a way, microglia are the white blood cells of your brain, protecting and repairing it. And they've provided more information on their site, but they're much more than that, too. A growing body of research shows healthy microglia are the secret to having a brain that doesn't age. For example, according to information on their site, microglia create new synapses so you can think faster and better on your feet. Microglia help grow new cells in the hippocampus, the memory center of your brain. Microglia bathe sick neurons in protective chemicals, which help you stay sharp and alert as you age. And microglia foster the growth of myelin, a brain tissue that's essential for learning and memory. And they've provided more information. They're saying, simply put, microglia are one of the most important scientific discoveries of the 21st century. These tiny cells play an enormous role in your brain's health and function. And they're also saying, and if you want to stay mentally sharp as you age, then you must have properly functioning microglia. They're saying they know this because MRI scans show that super agers and younger adults have almost identical microglia, whereas the average older person has dysfunctional microglia, and dysfunctional microglia cause all sorts of problems for the brain and memory. Instead of making protective chemicals that keep the brain and memory sharp, dysfunctional microglia spew inflammatory chemicals. This is according to information on their side. Instead of creating new synapses so someone can think quickly on their feet, dysfunctional microglia shred the synapses to pieces. In fact, studies show that dysfunctional microglia are the main cause behind almost every symptom of brain aging. This is information on their side. Everything from relatively minor but embarrassing senior moments to full-blown cognitive decline. You may be wondering, according to information on their side, what causes dysfunctional microglia. They're saying, well, remember that microglia help protect your brain from threats like environmental toxins, pollution, food additives, and even stress. Because you can't escape or avoid these threats, the microglia must work around the clock. Over time, they grow tired and weary and can become dysfunctional as a result. And they're saying if you have trouble concentrating, struggle to recall words, names, or appointments, and don't feel as sharp as you used to, chances are you have dysfunctional microglia. But here's the good news, that's what they're saying. An easy way to restore microglia. So they're saying scientists set out to find a way to restore dysfunctional microglia. They scored the scientific literature and studied hundreds of nutrients shown to support brain health. They're also saying after painstaking analysis, scientists identified a handful of nutrients that specifically target microglia. They then tested these nutrients against each other and found one that worked better than all the rest at restoring healthy microglia function. What is that nutrient? That's according to the site. So they're saying it's a potent antioxidant called luteolin. Studies show luteolin can restore dysfunctional microglia and make the brain perform like it did decades ago. Today, luteolin is being studied at places like Harvard, UCLA, and MIT. It's the one brain health nutrient that seems to have everyone excited. They're also saying in one study, scientists fed a group of aged mice with dysfunctional microglia, either a luteolin rich diet or a controlled diet. After 4 weeks, the mice were put in a water maze. They had to swim through this maze to find a hidden exit. And they're saying the mice being fed the controlled diet became confused and struggled to finish the maze. But the mice on the luteolin rich diet easily found the exit. Not only that, they also grew new neurons in their brains. And they've provided more information. And they're saying, according to the scientists who conducted this study, luteolin restored the memory and brain function in 2-year-old mice to that found in 4-month-old mice. That would be like giving an 80-year-old person the brain of someone in their 40s. And they're saying what's amazing about luteolin is that it's one of the few nutrients that can cross the blood-brain barrier. So it actually gets into your brain. That's how it can restore dysfunctional microglia and make your brain think and feel decades younger. And luteolin also, according to the site, protects your brain from the ravages of inflammation. Dysfunctional microglia cause brain inflammation. This inflammation, according to the site, can make your thoughts and memory blurry. It can rattle your ability to focus and perform tasks, and it can make your mind go blank when you're trying to remember a word or name. Fortunately, studies show luteolin cools inflammation and helps you enjoy better brain function. And they're saying in one study, scientists exposed microglia to a toxin. The microglia reacted by triggering inflammation that scorched surrounding brain cells, killing them instantly. After conducting this first experiment, scientists repeated it but with a twist. So they're saying this time before adding the toxin, they treated the microglia with luteolin. Result, the microglia treated with luteolin didn't trigger as much inflammation and the surrounding brain cells survived. They're saying in another study, scientists fed a group of rats an inflammatory toxin. They fed another group of rats a combination of this inflammatory toxin and luteolin. After 17 days, the scientists made both groups of rats compete a water maze, and the scientists were astonished by what happened next. So, according to the site, they're saying the rats fed with luteolin completed the maze nearly 3 times faster than the rats that did not receive the luteolin. What's more, the rats fed luteolin had far less inflammatory in their hippocampus, the part of the brain used for memory and learning. And they're saying when they saw everything luteolin can do, they knew they had to get it to their patients and readers. So they worked with their friends at Advanced Bionutritionals to create a comprehensive memory formula that contains luteolin. It's called Advanced Memory Formula. And they're saying Advanced Memory Formula gives you the right amount of luteolin to restore dysfunctional microglia, protect your brain from inflammation, and sharpen your memory and focus. And they're also saying in 60 days, it made them less forgetful. And they've provided information here. Just feel free to go through it. And they're also saying, but luteolin is just one of the ways advanced memory formula supports the brain. Now they'll tell us about another nutrient that is in this formula that can dramatically improve how the brain functions. So they're saying the brain boosting secret of chess grandmasters. They're saying if you're like most people, you associate the game of chess with intelligence, and no wonder. Even a casual game of chess requires focus, memory, and problem solving skills. But playing chess at the grandmaster level is far more difficult and demands immense brain power. To show you what they mean, consider chess grandmaster. They've provided more information here in a recent, and just feel free to go through this information. So they're just providing some more information here. Please feel free to go through this information. And they've provided some more information here. They're saying they've known for a long time that physical exercise is good for brain power and memory, and now they know why. It's because exercise increases the brain's production of something called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or bdnf. And they're saying bdnf is a master molecule that builds and maintains the infrastructure in the brain. And they're saying this infrastructure is a complex network of cells called neurons that the brain uses to communicate with itself and the rest of the body. And they're saying the richer and more expansive this infrastructure is, the more active the brain cells are. And the more active the brain cells, the sharper the memory and the faster someone learns new things. They're also saying for the longest time, scientists believed that adult brains couldn't grow new brain cells, but they've provided more information here. Just feel free to go through it. They're saying you can grow new brain cells in your 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond. And bdnf is like fertilizer that grows new brain cells that can enhance the memory, learning, thinking, and more. Here's how they know. So they're saying grow new brain cells at any age. They are saying in a recent study, scientists sprinkled bdnf on neurons in a petri dish. They were stunned by what happened next. Immediately, these neurons came alive and started sprouting new branches. What's more exciting is that these neurons weren't sprouting new branches willy-nilly. Instead, they began producing the same brain infrastructure required for learning. And they're also saying, but could this laboratory study apply to people in the real world? And they're saying to answer that question, a team of scientists ran a fascinating study. They're saying first, the scientists drew blood from a group of volunteers to measure their bdnf levels. Then they had these volunteers watch a slideshow that showed the faces and names of strangers. A little while later, the scientists quizzed each volunteer on the new names they just learned. The results were clear. The volunteers who remembered the most names by far were those who had the highest bdnf levels. In another study, they are saying scientists found that people with high bdnf levels learn new words 20% faster, and another study found that higher bdnf levels can reduce the risk of cognitive decline by 1/3. They're also saying if you want to regain your mental edge and boost your ability to learn new things, bdnf can help a person do that, and bdnf can also boost your memory, especially your working memory. That's what they're saying. And they're saying bdnf helps you stay mentally switched on for life. You using working memory when you need to remember a phone number, a shopping list, or the name of someone you recently met. You also use it for making quick decisions and for complex tasks like driving. And then they're also saying if you've ever forgotten where you left your car keys or why you walked into a room, you felt the effects of a fading working memory. As you age, memory problems like these become common, but you can make them a thing of the past by boosting your bdnf levels. This was shown in a recent study in Sweden. And I think we'll continue in the next video. Please feel free to watch the second part of this video. I've included the link in the comment section, and in some cases in the bio, and in some cases in the bio, and in some cases in the description. Please feel free to check it out, and also feel free to leave me a comment. I'll try my very best to respond to your comment. And also feel free to subscribe and follow my channels if you're not yet following the channels and not yet subscribing. Thank you so much for your support. We will see you in the next video. Thank you.